feel like you get the two biggest fan bases in the NRL.
Yeah.
South Sydney Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, episode 20. We're riding off the success of the Ben Barber podcast right now. We're still what's the word? We're still high off that.
Hungover.
We're still high off the podcast.
Yeah.
That podcast did well, boys.
It was actually good,
success.
I still can't get over it. And honestly, I've been talking about it every single day. Like, was it actually happening that we interviewed Ben Barber? I was like, bro, he was like our idol, and
especially us, man. We were younger than you.
I was like 18 at the time. I was at the game when Ben Barber put that try against Newcastle.
Lots of shockers.
It's still in my head. Like, I still can't get over the interview. I kept watching it.
3,000 views. A lot of people watched it. Like in the comments.
I want to say a big shout out to the people that watched, and
thanks for your support.
Thank you for the support, and I really, really appreciate it. And honestly,
bro.
No, but like we said in that before we ended the pod, the video, lots of shockers.
A lot of things, and we said it before. Like, we appreciated the long answers he gave us.
Right.
Like for that interview being free too. I know a lot of people they could have just given short answers.
A lot of people were telling us, "Oh, it looks like he really wanted to be here." You could see a smile on his face, and it's, as you said, the long answer. So it wasn't like he was just trying to rush it. He was there. He knew we're big fans of him and what he did in the past. And
absolutely.
Hey, boys, you know what's next?
It was a good success. So
if he ever comes to Sydney, we're going to bring him to Belmore.
Yeah,
we'll make a vlog. They'll break the internet, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
Barber returns home.
But even a lot of people were saying about the mic situation. And we agree. It's been dealt with. We've bought the mics, so I think hopefully by next episode it should be ready.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I don't know when the delivery comes, honestly, but we're taking things to a new level.
They'll come months later.
Yeah, I don't know. See what happens.
Barber, if you're watching this, we can't thank you enough.
We can't thank you enough
for the podcast. Thank you so much. It was very good, and it's a dream.
If you come back to Sydney, we're going to show you back to Belmore.
And also, people, let us know. Who next? Who do we bring next? Who do you want to see on the podcast?
No, I think we should let the fans decide who we should bring next.
I'm just saying.
He's in
another world today.
No.
I think he's back from the Barber. Yeah. Anyways, boys, round 8, the Anzac round, just finished. Great matches, especially the Roosters and the Dragons. That was a very good game. But we'll go through them. We'll go talk about mostly the big moments.
Yeah, we'll recap them from Thursday. Game was South Sydney versus Penrith. Unfortunately, they defeat Penrith 2018.
That was a shocker.
That was a shocker. Like, Panthers had the game. It was like the last 6 minutes. Rabbitohs came out of nowhere and got the win. And that's what happens when you have players. When your team's full of class players, they can find a way to get the win even when they're not playing the best. And that game was a game where both teams were playing very good. Like, defensively, there was a lot of tackles. It was a very close game. Then Panthers had a period where they just woke up and they scored tries. Rabbitohs came back into the game, and I feel if it was another team, like a lower team, they would have not been able to do what Rabbitohs did. So congratulations on the Rabbitohs for the win. They got Broncos, and Rabbitohs look like they're full of confidence.
But
they actually are.
I want to talk about Nathan Cleary, but he didn't really have a lot of attacking moments, but his defensive work against Bunnies was crazy. I've never seen someone at halfback defend that well. He was absolute, like, everyone's talking how good he was defensively that game.
And also, like, the highlight from the player, I'll say, from that game was Steve Crichton. How he put 3 tries. That was so crazy, man.
I know what's
Stephen Crichton will put 3 tries. And don't forget Latrell Mitchell put 2 tries as well. Yeah, nearly. It was, you know what? I actually enjoyed that game too. It was actually a tough game, man.
Back and forth. He always scores against Rabbitohs.
And no, he wasn't fullback that game, was he?
No, Dylan Edwards.
Panthers. I don't think Panthers should be up. Like, they should be upset, of course they lost, but Panthers have clicked and they're playing the way they should be. Yeah. But it's just one of those games where a lack of concentration in the last 5 minutes just really affected them, and Rabbitohs took it.
They came out too strong.
Yeah, they're 3 wins now on the road. They've got, I think, this week Broncos. That's a big test.
That's going to be a tough challenge.
We'll get back later onto the podcast about the tips, but that should be a good game. Yeah.
Well, anyways, we've got the next game Friday. Brisbane Broncos defeated Parramatta.
Lucky Para fans. Sucked in, you fucking.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't watch that because we had the interview with Ben Barber Friday night.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the highlights.
So we got 2 dubs that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did actually. Brisbane.
Anthony, bro.
Come on, man.
Get what you're saying, man. But yeah, Para loses against Brisbane. Brisbane putting on an absolute clinic against Para. That Brisbane side is something else. Their defense is shocking.
We versed Para last week, yeah. And they thought they beat Dogs. They're going to get.
I reckon Para's got one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
we do. All right, whatever.
We got our players out.
Yeah.
And look, I think Para's going to have that season where when they verse the big teams, they're not going to do good.
Yeah.
But when they verse the likes of us, they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
So they're going to be battling for the A, but nowhere near top 4.
No, but Broncos again, they're showing their dominance. They've got Payne Haas out next week, Urjaman. So a few players out, but they're really looking strong. And to be honest, they could actually win it now.
Oh, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, of course.
They're starting to win games.
True contenders for that
Yeah, I
premiership.
think they're $6.50.
Yeah.
To win the
With,
premiership.
You took Anthony's line.
Which one?
Because he always does the
I'll never do the multis.
No. I'm saying you always state how much what's a
No, but bro, I think it's Panthers are $3.50, and then they're the second highest. So
I reckon they're.
I think they're up there.
Yeah. No, that game was
Too strong.
Too strong. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The next game that was on Saturday, Cronulla defeated us by 13 points, 33-20. But look, you know what? I want to say a big shout to Cronulla how they won comfortably. But look, don't get me wrong. Dogs played all right. We hanged in there.
We did.
But at least we didn't go like the last week's performance against Parramatta, 34.
But against
the
South.
good thing was Declan Casey, Bradley Burns, they actually returned and they put tries as well during that game. They played really good too.
Yeah.
But good thing is that we didn't get no injuries during the game. Touch on wood, thank God.
Look,
but Cronulla came too strong.
They always talk about the dogs of war mentality.
Yeah.
Is it really dogs of war mentality when you're conceding tries in like 3 tries in like 3 minutes?
It's not dogs of war yet.
It's not dogs of war.
We're far from the dogs of war.
We're far from it. It's happened too many times. Again, Cronulla scored 2 tries in 2 minutes. And I don't know why it keeps on happening.
But Samuel, to be fair, like we said on the vlog, we thought it'd be worse.
I know. Look,
like we did show a bit of heart. We showed a bit of heart, but it wasn't that dogs of war heart.
They dug in there. They put all they can because look, we're low on players. Everyone's injured, so that's the maximum I think we can get to. Just stay in games and just not concede try. We're doing like a lot of missed tackles, and that's really affecting us.
We need to fix that.
Yeah, but the most important thing we've got to fix is just conceding less.
You know,
and less penalties too, because we always get penalties for no reason.
But hey, boys, speaking of dogs of war, dogs, whatever.
Yeah.
You know who's been showing up every single game since he started in the club? Reid Marnie. That bloke is in every single tackle. Most tackles, it just shows the heart. Reid Marnie's amazing. He's what epitomises a
I think his performances has to step up a bit.
He hasn't been the.
His job for his effort. His effort's always there. He puts 100%, but it just he's been maybe because the performance from the team, of course, was struggling a bit. You can see him declining a bit. But once the team starts to get their players back, you'll see. Look, when the team was there, he was one of our best players. So once the players come back, you start to see the best of Marnie again.
Like the way they played Nico Hines again, like fantastic.
But those 3 tries,
he should get of course Origin.
I
think no doubt about Luai should even be in the pitch anymore. But Sharks are too good. But Bulldogs, man, just
they stepped up a bit. Don't get me wrong. They
with the injuries going on,
the injuries is still affecting us at the same time. But at least we proved.
I feel
we got some positives out of it.
We're adapting to these injuries.
Of course.
Like, I think there's definitely positives that came out of that game.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're slowly getting to that stage where we've adapted to the injuries, and
now
we can get closer margins. Like that was a close margin. 13
that's very close, bro.
13 is not much. Considering they had Nico Hines.
That was a tight game. We actually enjoyed it. I know. Like, unfortunately, we lost. Doesn't matter. At least we can get the positives out of it. And next week, this week actually, we're versing St. George.
Yeah, and somebody also mentioned about the defense.
It's
the first 4 games of the season, we actually had the best defense in the comp.
We actually did,
top 3,
but
then top 4 something. But once the players got injured, you could see the defense really
struggling.
But I know once the team come back together, our defense is going to be strong again.
Every season, Bulldogs, when they verse the big teams, even when we had no players, we were still just in the game. And we can't ignore the fact that they're just always giving 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, we started the season off well, and because of the injuries, we're in this position. So
but good signs.
There is good signs, but we just don't want to think about too much injury crisis because it's going to affect us more and more. So the less that we not think about the injury crisis, the more that we can.
So basically, no excuses.
So no excuses.
Yeah,
so
no
I'm
excuses.
just saying that we need to focus every game of the week, so we can get some good wins. You know what I mean? I know we're going to lose a couple of games, but we can get positives out.
Yeah,
100%.
But anyways, we'll skip to the next game. We got Cowboys and Newcastle. So Cowboys won by 2 points.
Yeah,
18-16.
Close game.
That was a close game.
What did you guys tip? I tipped Cowboys.
I had Cowboys as well.
I think I tipped Cowboys.
Yeah, I had Cowboys.
You said Ponga
Yeah.
comes in, they lose.
curse
Yeah.
continues.
But
So
to
look,
be fair, he
that's
actually
how
played
good
good.
Ponga
He played
is.
good.
Yeah, he actually
Yeah,
did.
To be honest, I didn't watch that game.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the highlights yet a bit, but I can't really say much. But Cowboys back to winning ways, and they got Sharks this week,
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
and it'll be very tough for them. And if
Yeah.
they could beat Sharks,
That's going to be
that's
big.
what's
upset.
the old.
The Cowboys of old, like I'm talking old, but it was like last year,
Yeah.
they would have came to Sharks and really
Absolutely.
give them a match. But we'll go into that. But Cowboys, they got the win. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
They were on like a 4 losing streak, so it's good to.
do you guys
To
watch
bounce
that?
back for the win.
Bounce
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
Not
No,
to
they're
doing
not
good.
playing bad, man.
They're playing not bad this year. They actually stepped up a bit.
Everyone is playing good. Like they're having their moments.
Yeah.
Dragons having their
And that's what
moments.
we
We
said
had our moments.
At the start.
Except for Tigers, they
Like
had
you
their
said, no one's been really bad this year except Tigers.
Everyone's proved a lot.
It's
Even
been a
Dogs,
very competitive
St.
season.
George.
from
others.
from 3rd to 16th where we are.
Yeah.
It's only 4 points difference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it
It's
just
still not
shows
that.
how
It's
close
still
it is.
early.
It's all a tight ladder.
Yeah, it
If
is.
you look at the ladder,
Unfortunately for
it's all tight.
Tigers, they're still struggling. You know.
But Cowboys
Yeah.
still,
We're just above Tigers, man.
Yeah.
Cowboys, but they've had a bye.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Cowboys, like they were good, but still they're not up to the standards they
Yeah.
should be. But they got the win, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, speaking of what's that, Dolphins, they actually won against Titans 2 points again. 28 to 26. I've actually noticed this whole week, these whole games have been so tight.
It's apparently the comeback.
Some of my brother even called it. He said Titans.
I
They
said
won't
it was
last
26
Maybe a
it
tight
was
game,
26
yeah. They won't last it.
30 minutes. I'm saying just watch. They're going to come back. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just know Titans. They're the
Of
team
course.
that just crumbles. And that's I think the best comeback in NRL history.
Now, it's one of someone's
it
like,
is, it is,
like
it is.
no one scored. I
It's
think
ti-
someone's
it's
like
tight second.
bury me in a Dolphins jersey because I just might come back. That's what someone said.
Oh,
Bury me.
yeah.
But that was honestly one of the best.
They've all
comebacks
made
I've
best
seen.
game because no one's ever trailed 26-0 and then
One
come
team
back and
has
win the game.
they tied with.
That's the
another
dogs
team
of
back in the
war.
days.
Dogs of war. That's a dogs of war mentality we should have.
Yeah.
That right there.
No, trust me, we'll get us through a couple more weeks.
26-0 coming
Yeah.
back from that, man.
Those were known for
Yeah.
comeback kicks
Always.
back then.
It's always
Always
happened
come
in
back.
days. Always happened in days, but now it's
Yeah,
changed.
but
But
talk about the Dolphins.
That's a big game.
Dolphins,
That's a big win. Sorry.
they're playing good, and
They're still
yes,
very
they've lost a few games, but they're winning games, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I think they're 8th or 7th now, so
They're still hanging in there.
they're hanging in there, and they're playing good. Wayne Bennett, of course, everyone knew the impact he's going to have on the team, and it's really showing now. Everyone had their doubts at the start of the season. Oh, Dolphins last, Dolphins.
Injuries
this.
started to
Yeah.
creep in. Again.
Injuries have started to creep in, even for a lot
Yeah,
of
They're
teams.
still winning games.
But they're still winning games,
Yeah.
and sometimes it just worries me. Like, why? I don't want to go into the Bulldogs a lot, but
Yeah.
you look at them. They had injuries. They're a new team. 26 players. They bought 26 players, and they've all gelled in.
Yeah.
And then here's us, like we've got a team, but then we've got injuries,
Yeah.
and we're losing. So like sometimes
Look, there is some teams that gel in, but there's some
Takes
teams
time.
that takes a bit of time because new coach, new system. It takes a matter of time.
And let's talk about Titans. Like,
Yeah.
how many times do I have to say it every week? Their consistency is like so
They're
bad.
still good. Yeah, they're bad. you know.
They're bad,
Yeah.
inconsistent every year. That it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Win, lose. That's why.
Yeah, it happens all the time. That
You don't know what to
happens.
expect
Yeah.
from Titans.
You can't do much, really.
Yeah.
Exactly. They just go with a look. Well, anyways, Manly beat West Tigers 20.
That was a close
22
one.
That was very
16.
tight.
I watched that
Tigers
game.
were actually up for a few.
Yeah, Tigers were up
Yeah.
by 2 points,
2 points.
and then they just went back down again.
Yeah, look, it's not bad. Look, I feel sorry for the Tigers fans.
I do, yeah.
We feel for you, as Gus said.
look, I'm gonna
16-22, not a bad margin,
They're
really.
down by 6.
I reckon they see the light. At the
I'm
end
gonna
of the
watch
day.
it
I reckon they
also.
can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We'll get into a topic to add on to this. Will Tigers go winless this whole season?
I don't know. I
I
feel.
think so.
Nah,
What's their
impossible,
losing streak?
impossible.
I feel they got.
What's their losing streak right
two
now?
wins max. 2 wins max.
Yeah, but what's their losing streak right
I
now?
think they're like
the max?
6
6?
or 7, something like
Nah.
that.
What from last season,
No, yeah, this season. Yeah.
including last season. No.
No,
up
this
to
season.
now.
It's heading win,
It's
man.
8. It's 8.
Hey,
Oh no, it's 7. Sorry, 7.
we actually said a few weeks ago they might go 10. No, as in 0 to 10. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now look, no one's been as bad as Dog in that season before. And
We've been in that
if
position.
we can
for
win
a
a
few
game,
years back,
surely
yeah.
Tigers can. And they had better players than us.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Tigers are winning.
Did you watch that game?
I watched that.
I
Tigers
did.
Manly.
I watched the first half.
The attack is actually not that bad, bro. When you look at it from
But they don't score
another
points.
perspective-
That's a problem.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
That's
yeah.
how it was
Exactly.
with us.
But you
That's
say
what I'm
the
saying.
defense?
The attack is good.
Oh.
The attack is actually
They know how to
good.
get to their try line, but they just can't play.
Like, I could argue it's better than Dogs' attack.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't
in
have
some
a good
ways.
attack. We don't have a good
but-
attack.
Even the full team, our attack's kind of rubbish.
Because if
bro.
you think about it, talking about that,
Yeah.
when we had our full teams, especially that Tigers game, 2 of our tries came from intercepts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, still, I think Bulldogs, I don't want to drag into Bull, but Bulldogs need to fix their attack. But
Yeah.
the Tigers, they do have, like, people are going to think we're dumb, but they have something in their
They
attack.
got creativity, a bit of creativity in that
Yeah.
attack. That's what I feel. And compared to Dogs.
But yeah, Manly,
Yeah.
again, they're looking good.
Yeah.
They're winning games.
The second
Andy
now
Selwood has
on the
changed their
ladder.
team.
Turbo had a bit of an injury.
Yeah.
But he got named. He got named.
But I
He's
think
still
they're
got
saying
named.
he's just got named for the fact, just in case he might make
Because
it.
I've been seeing on the
I don't
number.
think he's going to make
I've been
it.
seeing on.
I reckon he would.
No, I've been seeing on podcasts that everyone's saying, why did they rush Turbo into the season?
Because look at
And
Papenhuyzen.
that's what I said.
I think Papenhuyzen is probably free, like fine to play, but I think they're being cautious because they know the history of his concussions and that.
And
And
his
he's
injuries too.
I just
Yeah.
feel Manly know without Turbo they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
And that's why they need him in the team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
100%,
he hasn't
that's
been
a fact.
fantastic this
Yeah.
season, but I just think he's also cautious about him. He doesn't want to go in too hard, play
Yeah.
way too good because he knows it could affect him. And he probably wants to play Origin too. So he's
That's
just,
another. I don't think. He plays
honestly,
Origin.
no way. If he plays Origin, he'll get injured.
No.
I'm saying the physicality is going to be
I don't
so.
think he should get selected.
No, I think
Tom
he
Turbo.
will.
No, bro, you don't put Tommy in Origin, man.
Unless he
you got the
can-
likes of Dylan Edwards playing amazing right now in club footy. You got
So was that? No, Tedesco's fullback, what?
I know. I'm
Turbo
just
plays
saying.
centre.
I'm saying you got the likes of these players, man. Even though he's centre, but you can argue play Edwards.
in centre.
Yeah, you could. You can argue. But
probably
anyway,
can, potentially.
but you got players like that. Like he's not playing his best football. He's got to fight for that spot. I feel like in club footy.
Exactly.
He's got to fight for it.
Well, every fullback now in the
You
top
can't be
eight.
solo because you're a big name.
Exactly.
Look, all I'm saying, whoever's in the top eight now, they need to fight for that position.
But like
in Origin.
speaking what you're saying, like if Thurston had a bad season, he'll still get picked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to fight for it. Like, he hasn't been playing the best, as I say. He
Yeah,
hasn't
I
been
know,
playing
yeah.
the best footy. You got to earn that spot. Just the
Exactly.
same way you earn any spot. Like how Alan Carlos' spot last
Like I
season.
reckon, yeah, if he makes it Origin, he wouldn't even be. The
You know
best
what?
player.
Like
You
he's
know
not
what?
consistent, man. Exactly.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Brad Fittler needs to sit down and he needs to look at which fullback has been impressive this last couple of
Brad
weeks of the
Arthur.
season. Brad Fittler.
Oh, I thought you said Arthur.
The New South
yeah,
Wales
yeah, I know
coach.
which one. Yeah,
He needs to sit down, look at the videos to see who's impressive, who has the guts that's willing to
No,
take
you're
that
right, yeah,
position.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
he even said he's like,
Look, there's all
his
players.
spots are guaranteed
You got Papenhuyzen, you got Tedesco, you got Travojevic. Who else you got? There's tons
so
of
many,
potential,
yeah.
but he needs to see who has
he needs to
that
sit
more
down.
potential.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, I'll rather stick with Tedesco because he's the captain, isn't he? The captain?
He'll play.
He'll play for sure, yeah. But for what's name, Tom Travojevic now at the moment now after his that
Time will
injury,
tell. Time will tell.
Tom will tell, man. Hopefully he'll stay in there, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's a good win for Manly, but
Well,
the
that's-
Tigers,
yeah.
there's good signs for them.
Well,
Roosters Dragons now.
exactly. So we're speaking of the Anzac doubleheader. We
That
have
was a
Roosters
game.
defeated
That was very
Dragons 27-26. That was the most hard,
good. Game of the week.
enjoyable, tough game I've ever seen in my life in the Anzac. That was the best game
It
I've ever seen.
got to the point where at work, I was working that time.
Yeah.
I sat down outside just watching the game.
Yeah,
I was so invested. I was like, I don't give a fuck about the bar. I'm actually outside. I had someone else. But bro, what
But
a
yeah,
game, man.
Dragons are a good team.
Yeah.
Like, everyone came into season, they're all this speculation, all the cross they were going through, Amon getting out, but they're playing good. They have such a good team. Ben Hunt, Amon, Sloan, Jack DeBellin have such a good team, but I think it's their coach that's maybe holding them back.
I think
but
so,
still,
yeah.
they're still playing good with
Look,
him. So-
every year,
Man,
I
did you
don't
see
know.
that? Did you see that last play by Couchman?
that he was
How he
gone.
knocked the ball
Couchman,
out?
Yeah.
he was good.
Oh my!
I
started
Victor
staring,
Radley,
bro.
yeah. Did you see that one with Victor Radley?
Oh,
Yeah,
shoulder
yeah.
chop.
That wasn't a shoulder shot. I think it was just a head knock.
It was a head
Concussion.
knock, but I think the move
That
on his
game
shoulder,
was
it was
Well,
coming from his shoulder.
everyone's saying on social media, that all the writing about that incident of Victor Radley when he hit him in.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. To be fair, 50-50, I would say it was probably a concussion because he said to the ref, it actually hit his head with the St. George.
How does Victor Radley always find a way to get sent off?
Oh,
I don't know.
he's the most now sin bin player.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is true.
But Dragons had that. Oh, I mean, like, if that was Dogs, I promise you.
I've got to give credit to Roosters and St. George. They played both.
that
halves.
was
You know what I mean?
No,
They actually did. It was
Roosters
perfect
have-
game.
If someone wanted to watch a game of footy, like, oh, show me what
That
he's-
was a game to watch.
That's what I'm saying. If someone asked
That's
me,
the game
Bill,
for sure.
Yeah.
Bill, what's rugby league? I'll show them that game. That was a beautiful game. We kept going one try, all the drama.
That was tough as hell. Wow.
It was 26-6 and 26-12, and they came back.
And they just came out. Yeah, back-to-back tries.
Yeah, Roosters still haven't been the best.
And like we've told you, Anthony, about Dragons. They're not a bad team.
They are not a bad team.
No, because
but I think the coach is probably holding them back.
Every year they
that's
have a
what I'm
strong
saying.
team, but it's just their coach. They never get the right appointment.
But why is it? You know, I always find funny.
It's always the coach.
No. I'm saying in these NZ games, like the team that's like, oh, let's be fair, Dragons haven't been performing as well this year. But whenever it comes to like those NZ games, it doesn't matter how well or how bad you've been going that season.
Absolutely,
Form goes out the window, and it's just the game of footy. It doesn't matter how bad or good.
Anything when it's a big game, it doesn't matter how bad you're playing.
It's just you forget about the season.
Yeah, but when it's like other games, they always play worse.
That's why it's important about mentality to go into every game as if it's the grand final.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to win games.
Exactly.
Like I remember when I was playing soccer, we came into a game. This team was coming last, and they were horrible. And we came in like it's an easy game. We weren't training well, like we were just easing. But we only beat them 3-0, and we were struggling.
Oh wow!
So it just shows that how important mentality is in games, and how much it can help you like win games. So Dragons were in it, and
unfortunately, they'll just cut short.
They should have won, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That could go one of the games of the season.
I think so.
Very well.
That was
so good.
Bro, that was an enjoyable game, man.
Yeah,
That was good.
Anyways, what was the last game?
The last game, Melbourne defeated New Zealand Warriors 30-22.
That could have possibly.
That was a hard game too. I swear that was a hard game. I watched that. Yeah.
Look, our Warriors were very strong in the first half. They were very strong. They really put Melbourne to the test. Probably when they were leading 12-0 in the first half, Melbourne would say, "Oh shit, we might actually lose this game." But you can see Bellamy really gave him a lesson in the second half.
He actually
just
he must have pumped them up.
They were different side in the
Nick
second half.
Meaney,
Nick Meaney,
I can't believe
he played
We
so.
need a fullback.
Yeah, the Lenny
We were just great players, man.
Right, he is so good,
from
man.
Dogs.
Bro, him and what's his name? Nick Meaney and what's his name?
Nick Meaney was crazy.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Montoya as well.
We should have not got rid of him. And if
Exactly.
there's any
Everyone
chance
said that.
if there's any
Everyone
chance we can get him
But
back,
that's just a Bellamy, man.
But how about
He's great. Like, he was good at Dogs. He wasn't
he
exceptional.
was still good with the team we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, we
So
did.
now with the team we had, I swear, like if Crichton's coming in, but if we had the chance, I would have got him back because he's such a good player.
Pappenhausen's coming back very soon.
Yeah, he
and
is.
Meaney, I think, will be shifted to the wing.
To the wing,
Probably
yeah.
Baldrick will be dropped. But if there's any chance we can get a fullback, Crichton's coming,
yeah.
but I'll take Meaney all day long.
He's such a good
Oh,
player, man.
absolutely,
So
bro.
good.
Absolutely.
He can play wing. He can play number 6.
He's very
Wait,
versatile.
Samuel, not everyone can win at Amy Park, yeah?
Yeah, I know,
It's
yeah.
hard,
It's
right?
not
It's
for
very
everyone.
hard. How the hell we won against Melbourne a few weeks back?
That's because
I was just
we had
like,
no
I took the
non-stop.
Yeah, I
chance.
know.
I took the chance to post it because
Yeah.
I knew someone could do it soon, so get it out of the way. But yeah, it's not hard.
but that was a tough game, bro. That was tough.
Warriors
They
doing
had
alright.
him, and
They had it. They literally had. But now because they got injuries going on too.
That's
Tommy
gonna affect
Harris,
them now.
Dylan Walker.
Tavaga,
It's
Yeah.
gonna affect them now. They got Roosters up, and I think that's.
Yeah,
I think
few games,
Dylan Walker
a hard
suspended.
game.
Dylan Walker
So they're going
suspended.
through
Oh, wow,
Bulldogs,
I didn't know that.
Bulldogs
Yeah.
phase now. They've got injuries, and as a scene, it affected us as a new team, and they got a new team, new coach. So with the injuries they got, it's going to affect them as well. I think.
Anyways, round 9 tips. We got Cronulla Sharks and Cowboys Thursday night. Who do you have, boys?
Um,
I think I'm going Sharks. I think
Yeah,
they'll win it
I
just
think
because they're
Sharks.
at home.
one
Yeah,
shot.
Sharks home.
Yeah,
I'm
Sharks.
going to say...
I don't think
I know what Bill's going to say. Cowboys.
Nah, fuck
You
it. Let's go.
say
Let's go Sharks.
Nico Hines
The Sharks.
Yeah, it's
Nick
Sharks.
Hines a difference.
All right, no worries. Second game, we got Parramatta and Newcastle. That's going to be a hard game, this one.
I feel Newcastle.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that they've had honestly the best few
know-
weeks in a while. Like
You're right,
any
you're
team
right.
that
So
they've
they're
like, ever
informed.
had this season.
They're
They're informed. They're
informed,
informed.
slight losing.
Exactly. I thought they're informed. Paras,
I know,
their
what I
defense
say-
is rubbish.
What I say about Parramatta, Samuel just
shot to
mentioned
the
that
big games.
like 5 minutes ago about Parramatta. They lose against the big teams, but I think this is the team that can win.
They'll win.
They'll win this game, I say.
I'm saying Knights, man. I feel
Knights?
Knights were fucking.
You stuck with them for 3 weeks.
Sorry for I'm not keep. I feel like I'm swearing a lot on this podcast. I feel Knights take it. I feel Knights take it.
I'm going Parramatta.
I think I might
Nice.
go Knights. I think
Knights.
Knights can win this one.
That's it.
So next game we got Brisbane Broncos and Rabbitohs.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough game.
First, I put Broncos in my head, but when I saw the players they're out, I'm going Rabbitohs now.
I'm going to say Broncos.
Payne Haas is a big list.
South.
They have no 5A now. Erjaman, he's out now. They've also got another player out. So key players out of there in a big clash against Rabbitohs.
in form.
Rabbitohs in form. The Trolls on fire. So
I'm going to go...
It'll be very close. I think a golden point win.
Maybe, you know what?
Yeah,
could
I'm going to
happen.
go Broncos just.
Yeah.
If Broncos win this without key players, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm going to go Broncos.
Well, for me, I think it might be Broncos. I'm going to say Broncos.
Also,
Just
I'm
edge.
going Bunnies.
Yeah.
But
I'm going
I
Broncos.
think Broncos.
Broncos.
So next game we got Raiders and Dolphins.
Another tough
I'm just
game.
going to say Dolphins.
This
Dolphins
is
too
the
easy.
second time they faced them, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it.
it.
Dolphins on the first
We're
one.
starting with
Dolphins
the repeats now.
They're going to win the second.
Raiders just had a bye, fresh players, but Wighton's leaving next season, but it could affect them knowing that he's going. Wayne Bennett's really helped the team. He's really transformed the team. So I think Dolphins going to play good, and I think Hamiso's going to step up.
Yeah, I think Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Yeah. So next game we got Manly and Titans. Manly too easy to win. I'll go for
Look,
Manly. They've been impressive a lot, man.
Titans have a good
I'll be
attack.
honest with you.
Titans are crazy, actually.
They are.
Defensively, they're weak, but they're such a good team.
But when you're talking about versus Manly, it's going to be a hard challenge.
What was the pattern now?
Now it's broken.
As a broken?
For Titans.
Wait, was it? That's
They had to win
yeah,
that too.
Yeah, had to win that.
But Manly at 4 points back is very hard to beat.
Yeah.
And I'm just going for the fact that they're home just to win by close, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
Surprisingly,
Yeah,
everyone's
will
tipping Titans. I've been seeing.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people
Manly
strong.
League and all that.
But I think Manly's going to
I'm
win
going
too strong
Manly,
home
yeah.
advantage. That's what's going to happen. So next game on Saturday, the last game 7:35. We got Penrith Panthers versus Tigers.
Panthers.
Panthers.
I understand Tigers.
Panthers.
Nah,
What about this time?
Imagine
But
this.
hey, that was because of Origin. Last season, how about Tigers beat Panthers?
Oh,
Now I'm saying Panthers.
Panthers,
Surely.
20 plus.
20 plus? Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, you never know. It could be closer than expected.
You know, like,
Usually these type of games, we say, it's going to be a blowout. But you never
it
know.
doesn't,
When you're talking about back-to-back premiers, like
Yeah.
you're
At
talking
home,
about
they
the
just
best
came
team
back from
right
a
now.
loss.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy them, I think.
100%. I reckon it'll be 50 to
You know, I'm done saying that. Destroy. Fuck, you never know this season. This season's crazy.
Well, anyways, we got Warriors and Roosters.
Just because.
Yeah.
Same with Broncos and Rabbitohs. Just because of the injuries Warriors have now, I'm going Roosters.
I just had that
But don't
back.
forget Daniel Tupou's out as well. He's
But
injured as well.
it's all
Corey Allen's got making his.
Corey Allen?
Yeah, so he's a good replacement.
But yeah,
Coming
'cause
off
I was
victory.
tipping Warriors.
Yeah.
But now hearing the injuries, I'm going Roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Roosters comfortable.
But tell me that smart, so
It's a hard game, right?
Yeah.
I think
Roosters just.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
yeah.
just.
So good.
And the last game we got St George Dragons versus Canterbury
It's going
Bulldogs.
to be a very tough game.
Yeah. But I
Very,
think,
very
to be
tough
honest,
game. But I think Dogs will edge this one.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
going Dogs. I
We'll have to
think,
edge
I
this.
think we're due a win.
We need to,
Josh
yeah.
Reynolds in the team. I think he's going to really help us.
Yes.
Something's telling me we're going to win, but Dragons always beat us at their home ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
No,
particular.
we
Mate,
beat
but-
Barnes 38
yeah.
nil. So it could go either way, but I'm just feeling Reynolds will
Hey,
help us.
I think Reynolds is going to help us out, but because we've lost 3 games in a row against Souths, Parramatta, and Cronulla. So I think now we've got to bounce back. So I think Dogs
I feel
edges it to win it.
simply just because of the fact that we're playing at Dragons' home ground,
Yeah.
and injuries crisis going on, and Dragons' attack compared to Dogs' attack, they beat us by miles.
But now we've got.
But now since Reynolds,
I don't think it makes. I reckon it does a slight difference, but it won't be a
Reynolds
difference.
has
mate.
never-
we'll wait and see on
Reynolds
Sunday.
has
Hopefully, man. But I feel Dragons.
Reynolds
take
has
it.
never
I'm
lost a
taking
game
Dragons.
against the Dragons as
Exactly.
halfback.
So
Yeah,
maybe
sometimes I hate those stats because it's fucked. Sometimes. Sorry for my language.
No,
again.
I feel
Here we go.
this
I'm
time
sorry,
I feel
what was-
Bulldogs are due a win.
they are.
We need to get the 4. We got. We'll talk about
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
We've got easy fixtures coming up. It's going to
Yeah.
start here.
Exactly.
And I'm sticking with my boys this time.
Yeah. So
Look, tip
I'll
against
see.
the Dogs, so the Dogs win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dogs will win.
Okay.
All right, boys. It got announced a few days ago that NRL are set for a Las Vegas opener to open the 2024 season. They tried to do this a few years ago. I think from 2019 they tried to do it. Last year they tried to do it. This year they tried to do it, but hasn't worked out. But it looks like if negotiations go right, it could happen. What are your thoughts on it, boys?
To be honest, man, like how you said, like since they were trying to do it a few years back to promote it, like so then people can go watch it at Vegas and that. You know what? I don't think it's a good idea because they're going to drag everyone to travel from here to Las Vegas. so they can promote the NRL. And there's not much NRL clubs in America, so
and
it's just
There's none.
Yeah, there's none. It's just all American-based sports like NFL and that. You know what I mean?
You know what they're trying to do with this?
Promote it.
They're trying to promote the game in the States,
So people can
that way they get like a broad viewership from not just Australia.
But you know what?
So
Look, I see it as this in football. They have so many comps everywhere.
Yeah.
And how mad would it be if America starts to get into it? They love the game. They start to promote it there. Then they have cups, like different cups. Like they have the FA Cup for Premier League, Champions League. Do that where America versus like Australian. But again, it could affect like it's a long travel, travel distances. So
yeah, it is.
I don't mind it. Like,
look, it's just
I don't know,
one. Is
actually.
it just a round?
Just open up.
Oh, who cares?
Probably
Just do it.
oh, just the opener.
yeah,
I
just
don't
open
mind
up.
that.
Just
But
first game.
to promote it, it's still good.
No, it's a way of promotion.
I think, to be honest, go. I think
Look, if it's a whole
change it up.
season, no. But who cares if it's just one round?
Yeah. I feel this is great for the NRL.
Yeah,
It
I
could, because I know a lot of Americans watch them on YouTube. They react.
Yeah, I see
they
that.
wear
Yeah,
their
yeah,
patterns.
yeah, yeah.
They're actually interested in the game.
Yeah.
So if you times that by 10 or whatever, you might get a lot of.
it might start something.
new
It might
fans.
start something out in America. Like the kids will start. Oh, I want to play this sport.
Yeah.
They start promoting it, making youth systems, everything, and it just promotes
Absolutely,
the game
yeah.
more.
And it's been reported that you know the stadium that they had for was the SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, that was in Las Vegas.
that
yeah.
one.
So that's over there. They're
Their
planning
stadiums
to
are
do
crazy.
60,000 people, I think it holds.
Yeah.
So imagine, hopefully, if they do it over there, 60,000.
It would get sold
people.
out because it's a new sport.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to raise another question, boys.
Tell me.
Who should be the opener? What
You
team
know,
plays the opener?
personally, I was gonna.
Dogs and Hills.
No. It should be the grand final rematch.
Parramatta,
That would be crazy.
Parramatta,
Promote
Penrith.
it properly.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
just played the grand final. The first game of the season is another grand final rematch, and that's what's going to get all the Americans. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this game!
Yeah.
I think that would be perfect.
What do you think, Anthony?
You know what? For two teams, it's a tough one, man. It's a really tough one. I think we'll stick with Penrith and Parramatta rematch. You know why?
Fair enough.
So the Americans see something different
Yeah.
and different reaction. How we tackle, the way how
I
we
feel
tackle.
Samuel's point is valid.
Yeah,
as
it
in
is.
You do the grand final rematch. But personally,
Yeah.
I feel like you get the two biggest fan bases in the NRL,
Yeah,
South Sydney Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm
Yeah.
a Doggies fan,
Yeah.
because you have the Borough, you have the Kennel. We're loyal fans. We will fly over there, and you get the American fans on
I'd
top of
love to
that.
see that.
They'll see how
Yeah.
G'd up we get for a game. You know, I feel like there'll be a lot of numbers. Or you can
Rabbitohs
go
versus-
Queensland versus New South Wales. You can go Broncos, say Broncos versus, I don't know, say
What-
Penrith.
I don't know if they do this. What about State of Origin first game?
no, we man.
Do
Nah,
game
no,
one.
no,
You
do
could.
that.
Everyone's
game
I know
one.
it, but everyone's fresh. Start this
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah.
You don't know, mate, if that's an option. State of Origin is just so big here.
What
And
if-
if you
yeah.
promote it there,
Yeah.
maybe start the first game ever at State of
Yeah,
Origin.
what?
That was
Should
something
they
that's-
change
It's an
the
option. I don't think it will happen, but
it
it's
is an
something-
option, but something
Should
different.
they change the system how Origin? They should do the first game of the season State of Origin, midway,
Yeah,
and
but-
State of Origin, the end of the season Origin.
Oh, look, it kind of defeats the purpose.
'Cause
of
you
Origin,
wait for it.
But Origin
Yeah,
is
like-
Queensland, New South Wales. So why would you put it in the States?
True.
I get
I just
why you do
promote
it
it.
Perth. I get why you do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Melbourne.
But
But
no,
like
okay,
just
yeah.
for the neutral
True,
ground.
true.
It's like
You
you
know what?
and
No, no, no.
fan base as well.
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about going to Las Vegas. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
about another
yeah.
topic. Just say State of Origin is the first game of the season.
Yeah.
You got one in the middle of the season, and you got one at the end after the grand
Yeah.
final's done. And I
Unless
think
you do-
that's a smart
Unless
way.
you do,
Maybe. But
unless you
you
do
know-
like NRL All Stars versus the world.
Nah, I feel like you need to do. Nah, you need to do.
You
cup
would,
footy,
you know
man.
what I was gonna
need
say? You
cup
don't do
footy.
that because the NRL All Stars would like pump it,
Yeah.
and like
You-
everyone's like,
you
"Oh, how
need-
boring is this?"
You need two teams, as I said, that has the fan bases, that has the squad, that could go to the. Not,
And you
if someone
need-
watches a blowout, you think they're gonna watch footy?
and you need
Yeah, no.
it to be the season we have like that's happening
Yeah,
now. You
yeah,
need that
yeah.
those performances to go to America.
But boys,
Exactly, yeah.
Well, who
I
do you
think
think?
Rabbitohs Roosters.
Oh, that would be
yes,
crazy.
okay, okay.
That
also
would be
just
massive.
a big rivalry, yeah.
It's
Massive
a massive rivalry.
That would be massive.
Massive
Yeah,
fan
big
base.
rivalry,
I think that would
That
be
would be a mad match actually. That would be crazy.
Hey boys, say they do. Say it actually happens. You want to go Vegas?
Let's go.
I'll definitely go.
Hey, you'll be 21. No, you won't, bro.
Oh, then I can't.
No, it would be.
You'll be
21.
21.
we'll be
I'm 21 in
20
February.
this year.
So March.
Oh, yeah,
season,
that's right.
So yeah.
Should we
Yeah,
get?
yeah,
Should
hey,
bring Alan?
Yeah.
Alan.
Hangover.
Alan.
And go.
Oh, yeah.
Mom, or a smoothie.
Hey, that vlog will be
You
mad.
watched that movie?
Go to the
I'll
strip,
check it
go
out.
to the strip clubs, go to the casinos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Imagine getting locked up in prison.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Now, us three, us two trying to find and Anthony just gone somewhere.
Yeah,
else.
we disappeared.
Anthony blown all his money in the machine. on poker.
Anthony, I don't think that way.
Stay here.
I'm a change man now.
No, Anthony's gonna stay here then.
No, of course.
Okay.
I'm gonna look after the Touchline podcast.
Yeah, of course, us too.
So, who knows? It might happen. Hopefully, they bring it to America for a game promoter. But breaking news just came in tonight. Jack Wighton officially joins the
South Sydney.
the Rabbithos
South
from
Sydney
2024 onwards to potentially 2027. So, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a good move for him, man, because he's been with Canberra Raiders for like quite a while, and he's had really good games like in him. But I think he needs a bit of a change now, right? He needs a bit of a change for himself and for his family.
And look, he turned down a $4 million deal at Raiders to join Rabbithos.
Yeah.
I personally believe that's a right move because I think it's time for him possibly to win a premiership.
Yeah,
he knows he's not going
That's
to win
why
at
he's
Raiders. Is it worth staying at Raiders for $4 million?
Yeah.
He probably wants to just end his career with
Exactly, and he's still got enough energy in his tank anyway. So
he's still a good player.
And if he's trying to target the trophy, go for it. Honestly,
Yeah.
But Ricky Stewart wasn't too happy. That
he wasn't.
He wanted him to play 300 club games. He wanted him to be a one club player.
But look, he's done so much for the club. Led them
He
to a
did.
grand final.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to let these players go and try and find them.
Exactly.
So after they've shown so much for the club, like,
As a coach, you want him to stay.
of course, as a coach, you
Because
want
watch Raiders go downhill from there.
it's just money
gonna
talks.
really affect
It's just
them.
money talks
There's
and where
rumors
money leads.
Sam Walker might join the Raiders.
Yeah.
Rumors
That's Sam Walker.
because Sam Walker, because now everyone's happy with Manu at number 6.
Yeah.
And now Sam Walker's just been dropped, and because he was on a bit of a bad run.
Yeah.
It was for just to teach him a lesson so he can learn from it. But I think now, there's rumors that he might potentially go to Raiders.
Didn't know about that
Number
actually.
6.
I never knew that too.
Yeah.
But could that happen like
It
very
could
soon?
happen. Next year,
You can tell what influenced his decision. Like really, he turned down a $4 million deal for 4 years at Raiders for a pay cut at Rabbithos. You can see his intentions. Why he wants to move.
Yeah.
But it's like anyone would take a pay cut to join
But when you
Panthers.
think about it, but like, how does Rabbithos have the salary cap? Like even the coach said it. It's like we don't have the cap for.
Even Paul Kent said it.
Yeah, I know.
From the
Like I reckon, unless some of the Rabbithos players took a pay cut and are getting third party, business deals now.
You know-
you're gonna get
you know what, Bill?
you're gonna get a fucking movie career.
no, Rabbithos to be
since that-
investigated.
But
Not just that, but like, I'm just saying. Since they're saying that, because Tom Burgess, I think he might retire end of the year. He's probably done.
But surely, bro, you got
that's
Latrell
it,
Mitchell,
he's retired,
you got
he's
Latrell
retired.
Mitchell on a bill. You got
Cam
fucking
Murray,
Cody Walker.
Cook.
Is Cody Walker on
No, not Mule. But Cook, Gauze, Cam Murray, they got good players on big money.
big players on
But if
big
you
money?
think about it, it's like us Bulldogs, and we're saying how we. But Gus Gould
But
said
why
we're
do
still
man?
fine.
I don't know. I feel they could get done, man. Because even the coach said it. We don't have money in the cap. So-
Dimitri.
Yeah, he said it in the press conference.
That's weird, man. Honestly,
So I don't know.
They've probably done something like. Surely they're
Someone's taking a pay cut.
100%.
Someone
Surely
has.
that after the coach reveals that, they're not just going to go and
Yeah.
buy him.
Yeah,
Because then
yeah.
they expose themselves.
100%.
Look, but that's a really good, I think it's a good signing for
Yeah.
Rabbithos. It's good
And
for
he's gonna,
Rabbithos.
he's,
Good
gonna,
for
he's
himself.
gonna
They're
be
gonna be
playing.
scary, man.
He's gonna be playing center.
He's
so
going to play ruthless,
he's gonna
bro.
be. He's gonna be good.
He's going to play ruthless.
Who's gonna get dropped then?
Probably Tass.
Taz.
Taz,
He's
yeah.
good, man.
He's strong,
Isaiah
a solid
Taz is
player.
so good. He's a very.
I think
good
Jack
player.
Wighton will sit with him and Cody Walker.
Or you put Campbell
And that's
Graham
Yeah.
on the wing
Maybe
because that's where he started in his career.
Campbell Graham's getting. I never
He's
used to
very
rate
good,
him, but
man.
he's very
Yeah,
good.
he's very he's
Campbell
good.
Graham's such a good.
Bro, he
He's
doesn't.
such a
Talk about Turbo. He said he doesn't deserve. I think Campbell Graham should be in that center
Yeah,
spot.
it could actually.
I think he
Campbell
deserves
Graham
it.
is
Yeah.
a good
He's
player.
playing.
He's
Yes,
been a
we
couple
do
of
right now.
seasons in the team,
Yeah.
but I think it's his time to actually play the game in
for
the
sure.
Origin.
But yeah, it's a good move for him,
Yeah.
and hopefully everything goes well. Now, should we talk? Do you want to talk? We'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about the.
Yeah, we have to talk about it.
Okay, so Flanagan got dropped, as we mentioned in the preview of
Yeah.
our tips and all that. Josh Reynolds now going to replace him in number 6. I think it's a good move. I think when your results are not going your way, something has to change.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for him because it's always him that's going to get the job. It's not going to
Yeah.
be Burden. But when we started the season, we were playing good and he was playing very good. And I feel that the injuries have affected him personally because with no team, we're not doing good. But when we had a team, he was doing good. So I just think he's took the blame on it.
Yeah.
And he did play good against the Sharks. But yeah, I feel sorry for him because it's always him on the act.
But
So
that good wasn't probably to the standard the Dogs wanting to, especially with a bad season he had last
And,
season.
I was
He had it for 2 years.
What was I saying at the Game Boys? I was sending even hectic Fred. Fred was like, "Oh, he's playing amazing. I don't think he gets dropped." I'm like, "Don't worry. One game doesn't doesn't, show you how, he's been playing. He's been playing bad the last few years.
All they care about is the result.
Doesn't make up.
Lost.
Doesn't make up for it. And look what happened. He got dropped. And man, I'm so thankful.
Look, he's a very safe player.
Yeah,
There's nothing special.
Not creative with that ball.
He just plays his own ability. You know what I mean? But look, since when he signed with Dogs, we've actually said it like heaps of times on the discussion.
It's been tough for him.
It's been very tough and difficult for himself because, like how you said it, like he just doesn't has that potential to make it as an A+ player like Burton. But I'm just saying that he's been going through a lot of things too. But I'm just saying he doesn't have that potential. But I think it's a good move for Josh Reynolds to come 5'8". And I actually said it a few months back that I think Josh Reynolds should pair with Burton, and I think they should.
We've been saying for him to start.
I've been saying it for so long.
I'm so happy.
I've been saying
happy.
You go first.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that they're not putting Olawapu.
Yeah.
Because I feel
he's still young, man.
I feel now he's young, but now with the team we have now with all the injuries, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's 18. He might show some sort of signs, but I feel if he comes in, we're going to lose games.
Yes.
It's going to affect his confidence. I feel bring him in when our whole team comes back, because when you got a whole team, you got a foundation, he'll shine under them. Look, so I think it's a right move. They're not bringing him in, and bring him in until we got a full squad. Even if not, don't even bring him in this season. Yeah. He's still 18. Like, why rush him?
No.
Like, you know what?
Look, I'd rather put him where a New South Wales Cup so he can develop.
Yeah, that's where he's in now.
Yeah, how we said it before, because they'll give him that potential. Then he'll know the next few years that he's going to be the top player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because he's going to lead at him and Burton together.
Because of course he's still new. He's still got so much to learn.
Of course.
And I just don't want him to come in because we've seen so many players. Dogs have had a problem with number 6 and number 7.
That's right.
We've seen Jack Cogger come in, Matt Frawley come in, Lachlan Lewis come in. He was good, but
even Kieran Foran as well. That's on. Yeah.
Like, no one's worked out, and if you bring him an 18-year-old who just signed,
that just started. Yeah, he's only been here.
I don't think it's right.
That is the reason why we haven't bought a 7.
That's what I've been saying.
We have the answer.
Yeah, he's the future.
We know the answer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
That's what I've been saying. We need to have a number. Number 6, 5, 8. Because since now Burton jumped back to 7, that's what we need. An actual 5, 8 that can help us. That can direct us.
Reynolds deserves it.
I think Reynolds can do the job.
Cleary started at 19, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And then he became a number 7.
I think he started at a young age.
So actually, just tell me now, back to the Flanagan. I think Manly are interested in getting Flanagan just because of his dad.
Dragons too.
Shane Flanagan's actually trying to lure him in the club.
Well, in that case, if they do want him to go to Manly, then go for it. Then Dogs have to search for a number 6
because he plays his best footy.
At number 7 now.
He plays his best footy under his dad because his dad's assistant. That Shark season.
Yeah. But don't forget his dad's assistant coach is with Anthony Seabock. You know, Manly can go lead the way. Like if Flanagan helps with Cherry Evans,
I said he doesn't offer.
I said that last week.
Cooper Johns Matthew Johns. Yeah.
I just feel he hasn't been doing good.
Yes.
Because of our team.
Exactly. Since he signed.
Because I feel, think of the last year we didn't have a good team. Like, we're not going to play good. And he's not experienced, of course. Like, if you had Adam Reynolds in our team last year, even with that team, would do so good.
100%.
But I feel, because of the team we have, he also hasn't been able to shine. Like, I think if he joins Manly, I think he will do better because he's got Cherry Evans with him, Trbojevic. I think that's where he played good. And I just feel, look, don't get me wrong, he has been poor, but I feel that's also been contributed because of our team.
Yeah.
Look, because look at Meany. He didn't need a strong team to perform well.
But that's some players.
But again, that shows he's not probably NRL standard or that.
Yeah, you can just
NRL level. You can just tell if you can't perform well in a weaker team, then like it's just it shows your level.
You see with his ball playing skills, he's not. I don't know. He's not that player.
Very basic.
It's not like showing. It's not like showing enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But since he signed, I think it's a big not mistake, but like a regret, I would say.
Yeah.
I think every Dogs fan should know. They're saying, I wish we didn't have Kyle Flanagan. But no offense, Kyle, but I know he's a good bloke, but I feel bad for him that since he got
now we've got Josh Reynolds at 5'8", probably for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
The next 4 games, we've got Dragons,
Canberra Raiders, New Zealand, and Tigers. Yeah.
Can he be a key factor of winning the next 4 games?
I think so.
Look,
can he help us?
So. I think he will help us.
We need to win games because if we don't win games, I feel that's going to really end our top 8 hopes.
Yeah.
We need to get wins. Dragons is winnable.
Yep.
And
Canberra,
Dragons, Canberra,
New Zealand,
Gold Coast at home.
Yeah.
They're all good teams. Look, Dragons, we struggle always at their home ground. Canberra, Suncorp, we know we don't do good at Suncorp.
Yeah.
New Zealand Titans at home is going to be tough, especially Titans. They attack like crazy.
They come out
I feel this is the chance. If we can at least get maybe 2 wins.
I thought we should get one.
3.
I feel we just get one.
No, but
No.
what do you think? What's a pass that we need?
Okay.
I think 3.
This is our level now.
3 wins as well.
3 wins. This is our level now.
Beat Canberra, beat
This is our level.
And Gold Coast, because Warriors are hard advantage, you know.
Yeah, but
because
we've got
Warriors
to
come out foreign.
and then after this period, we work the bye, which is good, an extra 2 points.
Yeah.
Then a lot of our team will come back, except for Kikau.
Yeah.
Reynolds will be back, Kiraz will be back.
In the next 4 weeks, we've got
Kiraz,
2 players back.
So Kiraz will return. Frank de Pele returns as well. Who else?
Famura Brown's coming
Fox
back
as well. Fox will be back the next few
Famura
weeks.
Brown.
He's back.
Famura Brown,
All of them
back.
back.
So yeah, it's important we get.
At least they're all coming back slowly because it's not like too serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like how Sam said, I reckon 3 wins out of 4. So if we could lose against Warriors, that's fine. Maybe by 2 points.
Yeah.
If we can get, of course,
It'll be very hard.
it will be.
if we can get so 10 points including the bye.
Yeah.
If we can get 8 points from that, that's perfect. Because it sets us in a position. We've got our team back, and we can really kickstart how we started the season.
Yeah.
Like keep going. But that's a wrap for the NRL talk. We'll move on to Premier League now. Arsenal dropped points against Southampton. That's a massive title blow. Have Arsenal just handed the title to Man City?
Probably yes. But I was telling to Daniel, and he even agreed with me that it doesn't really change anything because if we were to draw with City tomorrow and then City win the next 2 games, we're only a point behind. So it doesn't really change much. It's only 1 point behind, and you never know. Man City could drop points, but with the form City are in right now, it's like I don't see them.
What was
that? That was sad, bro.
That was a fail.
Good. What's it called? I just forgot what I was saying.
It's about Arsenal.
Yeah, City. I just don't see. Look, anything can happen in the Premier League. That's why it's the best league in the world. But I just don't see City dropping points anymore. If they were to beat us, I think it's game over. If they beat us this week, a draw, there's still a chance. But if they beat us, it's over.
Because if you win, you'll be 8 points clear of them. If you beat City, you'll be 8 points clear of them. But then if you lose, then it's going to be game over. And I told you about Chelsea last year. We were on a 3 losing streak. And then everyone wrote us off against Chelsea. We never win at Stamford Bridge. It was just everyone predicted Arsenal to lose. But then we went to that game, we won 4-2. So this is a similar situation. We haven't won in 3 games. Yes, they're draws, but still, we haven't won. Now we're going to City. We're the underdogs. Everyone's thinking the worst of Arsenal. We're going to lose. City going to smash us. It reminds me of when you were losing a lot of games before you versus Villa, and then that win made you continue your.
That's what I'm saying. This win can really. If we win this game, this could be the game that makes us win the league.
It's gonna be, even if you draw, it could, because if you draw, then they win. They'll be a point ahead of you.
Yeah. So they win 4 points,
which isn't bad, but you want to win because you don't want them to have any chance of being in front of you, because when you're in front, you feel more relaxed, but when you're behind, it's like you're chasing
and there's pressure on you.
And then if you're 8 points clear, that's massive. That's a massive. Even if they have 2 games in hand,
the pressure's on
they're
them.
going to be thinking 8 points. Like, we got to win these 2 games. We can't afford to drop points. But it's going to be tomorrow. The title will be decided.
It's a total deciding match.
And if it's going to be a crazy match.
And then I've been watching a few promos and that, if Arsenal win just videos of Arsenal winning the game against City, they've edited it somehow. Arsenal won, City 0, and just the fans, the players hugging each other. It was just but imagine that could actually happen and turn into reality.
I'm on City 3, Arsenal
1. Actually, if I think if Arsenal were to win, I think it would be 3-2. I think there would be goals in this game. If we were to draw, I'll say 1-1. If we were to lose, 3-1.
Okay, fair enough.
But hopefully everything goes well tomorrow. It's a big game tomorrow. Etihad, we haven't won there in ages since Santi Cazorla and Giroud's 2-0 goals that gave us the 2-0 win.
Arsenal always struggled there.
Struggled there. We never score at the Etihad.
We lost 5-0 2 seasons ago.
5-0.
So it's an important game.
Yeah, but hopefully, like I said, everything goes well and we can really win this game and win the league.
Yeah. So Man United, of course, are through to the FA Cup final. They beat Brighton on penalties. That was an amazing game. Like both teams were in it. I think both teams deserved it. I don't think there was a clear winner. I think Brighton are such a good team. Like the amount of pressure they put on us, their attacking style, Matoma, March, they were all playing phenomenal. But I think both teams lacked the cutting edge at the end. Their final third was a bit poor, especially us. We had a lot of chances. Rashford had a chance. Even Sancho had a big chance, but we just blew it. As well as Brighton, they had the same thing. But it was so important that we won it because we just exited the Europa League against Sevilla 3-0, which was embarrassing how we got out. But things happen in football. But he's laughing. But things happen in football. But it's good we got the win because if not, then the success we've had in this season so far would have been overshadowed by these two results. And now we're comfortable lead for top 4. I think if we beat Tottenham, we'll be 9 points. 2 games in hand, so we can go 15 points ahead of top 4.
I think top 4 is done.
Top 4 looks like to be done, but it's very good that we're through to the FA Cup final. Bruno apparently has pulled up an injury in that game. He's got a brace on his leg. So it's going to be interesting what happens with that story and how he's going to return because it didn't look like he had an injury during the game. So we need him. He's important. It showed against Sevilla how much we missed him. Like everyone argues, he's such a baby. He whinges a lot. But he's the type of person you want on the field, the type of captain you want on the field because he leads the team. Like Maguire does no disrespect.
He complains too much, man.
No one respects him.
Maguire.
You're not going to listen to him because look at the mistakes he's made. How are you going to listen to a captain that makes that much mistakes? Like you can't follow him and he can't lead by example. But Bruno is always pushing the team. You can always see he's talking to teams. He's angry, but he just wants the best from the team. So it's hopefully he's not out for long. But it's important that we need him, especially hopefully Varane and comes back. Martinez is out for the whole season. But it's important we get a few troops back just to finish the season strong because we want to win the FA Cup, 2 trophies, top 4, and that'll be just such a successful season.
If you were to win the FA Cup, you probably overachieved this season.
Yeah,
considering to where you were at the start of the season.
Yeah, like
was it back-to-back? Was it 3 defeats in the? I'm just saying, don't interfere. No, I'm saying because we've been interfering a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a twin thing.
Yeah, it's a twin thing.
we haven't been interfering.
You're right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Get him a tissue.
Okay, go. What's it called? Because the way you started the season was like 3 defeats in a row. So if you were to win the FA Cup, I think you've overachieved this season.
Yeah, like we headed into the season thinking we'll get 5th. I thought 5th and maybe a Europa League, but it looks like we're going to get top 4, probably 3rd, get 2 trophies. So, yeah, we've overachieved this season. It's just good to see Ten Hag really change our team. Everyone just bought into what he's trying to build at the club. And, yeah, Rashford's been on form. Even Bruno, yes, his stats have been up there, but he's been such an important player to our team, and he just connects everything together. Even Sabitzer, a great winter transfer. So, yeah, it's important that we just keep on going. And it's always good because every time we have a bad game, like a very shocking game, like against City, against Liverpool, Sevilla, we always bounce back. So it shows that the players' mentality is there. They know how to cope when things go wrong, and things are terribly wrong, actually. And yeah, like we can't ask for much. We're happy with how everything's going. Ten Hag's changed our team, as I've said, and it's only up from here. So hopefully we just finish the season with FA Cup, get the top 4, and then we'll see what next season holds.
Yes, and I think was it 2 days ago? Yesterday, Tottenham, couple days ago. I don't know when. Monday it was. Newcastle humiliated Tottenham Hotspur 6-1. And that just really ended their hopes of getting top 4. And I've never seen anything like that from Tottenham. And they've sacked their manager. Now they've got Mason. What's his name?
Ryan Mason again.
Ryan Mason again. Yeah, their club's in a mess.
No, it's not going terribly wrong for them. Like, surely Kane leaves now. Like nothing's.
Yeah, I think he's done. He's leaving.
Unless they get Pochettino into Spurs, he probably might stay. But if you want to win something, he's got to leave. But yeah, Tottenham, especially, they started the season off well. They were undefeated for I think 5-6 games, but then really Conte, just everything started to fall. He got sacked. He just revealed all these things about the club that's behind the scenes that's going wrong. So that what's really forced his move out. But yeah, Tottenham it's always been a Tottenham thing where they just struggle.
Yeah.
And I think they've reached the lowest of lows, that everything's gone their way. And they conceded five goals in the first half.
Yeah, first 20 minutes, I think.
And that game really sums up their season. Like the whole fans have been against the club, against the coach, the board, and even some of the players. So yeah, Tottenham.
And if it wasn't for Kane's goals, they'll be lower.
They'd be even lower.
Even Isak, is that his name? That's how you pronounce it. He's a really good player.
He's such a good player.
Every time I watch him, he's a big threat. He has that skill, ability.
Yeah.
He's a goal threat.
Yeah.
He's an attacking threat, and he's just such a phenomenal player.
Yeah, like-
we were linked to him multiple times. I think last year and the year before. And at that point, did we need him? No. I think we needed a bigger, much more established striker. But now when Arsenal. But now when I look at it, he's a really good player. And
Were you linked with him?
we're linked in multiple before we got Jesus, but he's a really good player.
Like he's already gelled in. But sometimes these players might need a smaller team to really.
Yeah, but now
play
Newcastle
better.
are heading to become a big club now.
Now
Champions League.
that's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually happy for them.
Now
because
they'll be
it's
attract
different.
more players, like possibly who
They
knows.
got money, bro. That's it. It's going to end. They're going to buy everyone.
I'm telling you, Mbappe could join there soon.
That could be. Newcastle fans got something to look forward to, especially to the money they have. They're
Maybe
be spending
Mbappe will
big.
join something like United or Newcastle, but if Champions League's there, Mbappe, that could be a very tempting club to
They're
join.
going to buy big players, and Newcastle. Yeah, as I said, the future's looking bright.
Yeah.
But finally, we'll wrap up things with the Champions League semi-final and final prediction. So we got Inter versus AC Milan. It's the battle of the Italians. Who do you think's going to win?
Just
give a
say
quick
tips.
tip. Yeah, give a quick tip.
So we've got AC Milan and Inter. I think
yeah.
AC Milan will go through.
Yeah, I think AC Milan. I think Inter's not the best team. I think they've managed just to pull through because of the draw they've had.
Yeah.
But yeah, AC Milan look too strong, and I think that they'll go.
And I'm going with Real Madrid.
against City.
I think City is
They
going to
got
happen
them out
again.
last time.
Yeah, they did
Real Madrid,
in the
but
semi-finals.
Would Man City be looking for revenge?
I just feel Real Madrid's got that experience in the Champions League.
Yeah.
City's going to.
I feel Haaland.
I don't think there's no pressure on Real Madrid. I think City, because they know they have won the Champions League, and it's just like Arsenal. We never seem to do.
They always seem the pressure.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling Madrid's winning this one.
I'll go Madrid too.
Yeah, I think Madrid
so
will
that
get
means our prediction saying it's going to be AC Milan,
And
Real Madrid. Real Madrid
The old
go,
classic game.
go back to back. And
Yeah.
Real Madrid now picking up form where if they do win the Champions League, they're coming back to where they were, winning back to back Champions League. So Real Madrid have found again their DNA ever since Ronaldo left, Bale, all those good teams. They found their DNA again, and I think they'll probably
Madrid and
go
AC
win
Milan,
the Champions League.
I think too.
All right, boys. We're going to talk about WWE. So, as you can see, yesterday Triple H announced he bring back the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts about the new World Heavyweight Championship
I actually
design?
like it. It's actually nice. It's like a mix of the new generation and the old generation. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that WWE logo in the middle, it'd just be the gold and just how the old belt was. But yeah, I'm a big fan of it. It's good they brought it in because Roman looks like he's going to hold the belt for like a lot of more days. So they needed to bring something in to bring the competitiveness back and give other wrestlers a chance. So I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan of it. Like you said, now Triple H has just hinted that Roman Reigns will keep the belt longer than what people originally expected. I think he'll last at least maybe a year.
Maybe a couple.
No, I think a year until
WrestleMania again.
I think WrestleMania again.
Oh,
But that's why
Yeah.
it's a good chance for other wrestlers to get it.
Yeah.
I think potentially Seth Rollins could be the next
Or
champion.
you can say Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But my thoughts.
I
don't say my thoughts on the belt.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Bill?
It's actually a very, very nice belt compared to the other trash belts we have right now, like the
that's
WWE Championship
Yeah.
and the Universal. That's
Yeah.
dog shit.
Yeah,
This is where the real belts are. This is the prestigious belt.
Yes,
I'm talking about.
absolutely.
This is one of the better belts I've ever seen in a while. That WWE logo in the middle is nice. It reminds you of the big gold with whatever going around it. It is a nice belt. I like it.
Look, I like it too because it stands out. Like it stands out because it's all about excellence, about all that tradition of the past championship, history with the past wrestlers like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Andre the Giant, all of them. But you know what? Because now, since the draft is next week, there's going to be a lot of potential that they're going to chase for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm hearing that rumors that might say that LA Knight might join Raw and become the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's going to be someone from Raw who gets it.
Yeah,
because SmackDown
exactly.
already has the two.
Exactly.
Belts, so,
So look, there's Cody
And
Rhodes.
don't forget the draft.
Yeah, there's the
I
draft
know,
this
but I'm
week.
just saying, whoever's in Raw is going to have to get it.
Oh,
Someone
exactly.
from Raw, because
But-
Roman has 2 belts already
Yeah,
in SmackDown.
but I'm saying that.
Roman might end the rule.
Oh, true. That
Yeah,
so it
but-
depends. Yeah.
Yeah, so my point is, so if Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, all those type of A plus superstars, they're going to stay on Raw, that should be gunning for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And like how Bill said about the WWE Universal Championship with Roman Reigns, I don't think he's going to last long with that 1,000 days. After that 1,000 days, he might have 2-3 matches, and then he might go down.
I reckon they get rid of
because they want new faces, bro. Triple H even said it yesterday on Raw. 1,000 days is a big milestone.
And it's not fair
It's
for
a
other
big
wrestlers
accomplishment and a big achievement for Roman Reigns. Look, big shout out to Roman Reigns. He's done a hell of a job for 1,000 days. Of course he is. But I'm just saying they want new faces to become a champion.
Yeah, I reckon they get rid of that Universal belt once.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah,
But you know the WWE Championship?
WWE Champion and World
Yeah.
Heavyweight.
But you know the WWE Championship? I reckon they should bring back the Undisputed.
Yeah, true.
That's what I reckon.
The Universal was
Yeah.
sort of like the World Heavyweight.
Yeah,
The
that's
two
what it was.
belts.
Exactly,
But now once that, they get it out.
Yeah,
But speaking about, of course, bringing this, what does it mean for Roman and his
Yeah.
like
Like if he
his
stays at
future?
SmackDown, yeah.
I personally think he's going to hold it to WrestleMania.
Another year.
Yeah, because everyone's saying that he might verse his own cousin, The Rock.
Yeah.
If it's going to happen.
If they want to make that storyline
And
happen,
you said about Cody Rhodes, you think he should get that belt?
I think Cody Rhodes should
yeah,
be
that's
the
what I want to say.
Yeah, I think Cody Rhodes will get Roman's
Yeah.
belt.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he wanted to come in for Roman's belt,
Yes.
and I think coming for this
It's a bit of a downgrade.
not a downgrade,
It's
but
a big
ruined
belt still. I'm just
what his
saying,
goal was
yeah.
to get those 2 belts. So,
No, I think he wins the belt.
Getting that belt is not the face of the
No,
WWE.
no, I reckon World Heavyweight Champion was always
the big belt.
in
Yeah.
line
Yeah,
with the big
because
belt.
Roman's holding those 2 belts, that's like the big one. Now,
Yeah,
just
What if
now.
they have a super fight? What if he wins the belt and then him versus Roman?
And Roman wins it.
Yeah.
And then WWE just goes downhill again.
It won't happen, but I'm just
I
saying.
think so.
I reckon Cody gets the
Look,
belt.
Roman will hint, I want that belt next. He's gonna
Yeah, that's
say-
what he
He's
said.
gonna say something like that.
They said it on Twitter as well. They're saying that Roman Reigns might gun for the World Heavyweight
No,
Championship.
sure,
too.
no, that
will never happen.
won't, because
That will
Roman,
never happen.
Triple H introduced it because of
Yeah, I was gonna say,
dominance. So someone else is going to get a new.
Exactly.
Quickly, who do you want to see get it?
For the World Heavyweight Championship, I think we all actually said it. I think Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes should gun for
I want Randy Orton actually.
You know what? Maybe Randy Orton when he returns.
Yeah.
But he won't return in time for that.
Maybe Edge. Maybe
Hey,
Edge.
do a good storyline. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a while. Do it for the World Heavyweight Champion if Cody Rhodes wins it.
Because they had the way legacy together.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
That would be
I
beautiful.
remember that days.
Well, that storyline
So
would
you both
be
say
He
Cody
helped,
Rhodes?
he
I'll
helped
say
Co-
Cody.
you know what? He actually helped Cody Rhodes a lot for his character, for his storylines and everything when they were together.
When are they going to give a trophy?
Who?
A title? So when's the title going to be given to
I
someone?
think
Triple H said that he announced it will be at Night of Champions at Saudi Arabia.
yeah.
So that's going to be a big event.
Yeah,
So I wonder who's going to. It'll probably be Seth and Cody.
Me,
Watch, because
You
that's
reckon?
how much
a big rivalry. They still haven't finished the story yet.
Yeah, exactly.
you know how much I love like Seth Rollins, and I always respect him, and he deserves a bit of like a title shot now.
He deserves it because
He deserves a big
He's
belt.
had sort of a downfall
Yeah.
because
He actually
that
did.
big storyline.
Yeah.
He was up there as the best wrestler. That he was the face,
And he was
on
winning
stage.
championships as well.
Yeah.
But I think I've noticed it as well. They're saying that Pretty Deadly from NXT.
No.
Those 2 guys they act like girls, like when they were.
I think yeah.
So apparently Triple H is thinking of putting Seth Rollins with them as a stable.
Are you serious?
But I
No,
think that's a
that
bad
won't
idea.
happen.
I think that's a very wrong idea.
No.
I'd rather put Seth Rollins as the architect.
Yeah.
Probably
Just
just
give me
rumors,
championships.
Go back to the architect.
Yeah, of course, bro. Seth
He needs
Rollins
to
was
get.
the best.
Look, I don't like I like
Yeah.
it. I'm getting sick of his laughing. His that new gimmick.
On that
I think it's getting out of hand,
seriousness. Is it called the
architect,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. He was that was his prime.
Yeah.
And they need to bring him back to where he was before.
So we
Yeah.
got 2 Cody Rhodes, and 2 Seth.
What did you say, Cody?
I'm saying Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's going to be Seth and Cody for the belt.
Yeah.
But
I feel this belt could
There's a
be
lot of
bigger.
potential out there. There could be a lot of potential. Like no one knows who's going to go for it.
Speaking of how you said they
Yeah.
should remove the Universal, how will they get it out? Because
What do you mean? They'll phase it. They'll join the belts. Whoever wins it,
Oh,
they'll join it.
They'll just change it.
Yeah, I reckon. But I feel like the new big gold will be like the
This
biggest
one.
belt in wrestling. I
Yeah,
think.
it will be,
It's
yeah.
a bit bigger than Roman's.
Oh,
I reckon.
100%.
Yeah.
They're probably saying about Roman's, he's done it, he's
Because
accomplished
the
it.
belt's prestigious, and you put the right talent with it. Wow,
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have great main events with
And you know what? Because like for the World Heavyweight Championship, you're going to talk about. Everyone's going to talk about it for weeks and months and years. When they talk about the storyline, when they talk about the rivalry together, bro, I'm telling you, it's going to be on top of the list, more than the WWE Undisputed Universal. That's what I'm going to say. Well, since we're talking about the titles, we're going to talk about the top 5 belts designs.
That's it.
So
We've really got. So people, we've all discussed it.
Yes.
We've got our top 5 belt designs that we think is the best belts in WWE
History.
history, the greatest belts ever created in WWE history. All right, so let's start with number 5. We've got the old United States Championship.
Yeah.
Man, this belt had everything. It has that nice American flag on it.
Yeah.
You know, it had the colors. So
And
the font of the text, fucking beautiful. What a belt. What are your thoughts on that belt, Bills?
No, I like the United States Champion, and it's been a very long time as well. I like the way how they design it. It looks good, and it represents for every American person that will hold the title for respect and prestigious, and for their freedoms as well. So that's my opinion.
Even the new one is sort of nice.
The old one.
The old one is nice, but I'm just saying the new one is nice, but the old one, like as Anthony said, like as well as how it looks and how nice it is, it has gold in it and it brings in the United States flag into it. But also a lot of like great wrestlers have held it. That's what I think makes it more unique and more prestigious and makes you just like it more and respect it more. So that belt is like I've always loved it. Like especially when John Cena won it. I don't know who it was against.
Yeah, I think it was JBL or Orlando Brown. Yeah,
he won against when he won it. It made me love it more. So the whole concept, the design of it,
and it looks good. It looks good on TV.
It looks good.
How about when John Cena done the spinner? The American.
We'll get to that. All right, number 4, we got the white strap Intercontinental Championship.
That was nice.
What a belt! That's I reckon
it's clean.
That reminds me should be 4.
That reminds me of Drew McIntyre.
And
Miz, he had
it was a Miz, man. More than Miz.
He's held it for a while, actually.
I think he held it for like 400 and something days.
So I think this belt was introduced way back in the days in the new generation.
The older generation.
Razor
Ramon, Shawn Michaels.
The yellow strap.
The yellow strap,
Exactly.
But then what's name? Cody Rhodes bring it back in 2010, I think, or 11. He bring it back. That's how it's meant to be. Right?
What a nice belt, just with the. I want to put it up.
Even
you know the current Intercontinental Championship.
And just something these small belts, small looking, not the big bulky ones. These belts are the best.
Nice and simple.
And the white strap just made it better. Really, I love that white strap.
Way more better.
Just with the gold on it. You know, with the weld in the middle, with the black labels on it.
I think I have that belt at home.
I
do. The replica.
I don't know if you noticed back in the days in WWF, back in the 90s, when they were having the Intercontinental Championship, they always put it on the line more than the WWE Championship.
Yeah, of course.
Why? Because they're always putting the hard out matches, right? Like Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Kevin Nash, like Diesel. Who else there was? Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold. There were the days. That's when you talk about intercontinental matches more than the WWE. That was the best modern rivalries in history.
All right, so moving on, Anthony. This is a bit of a controversial one. A lot of people are not going to agree. Number 3, we got the spinner belt. Spinner belt was amazing.
I think that's higher.
Hey?
I think at least second.
But majority rules 3.
Majority. If it was me, I'll put it top 2.
I'll say 3rd. It deserves 3rd. It's not your greatest belt, but it's not the worst.
No, but it's such an iconic.
But it held for a long time, though, because when John Cena brought it out, when I think he drafted the SmackDown, JBL was like he was meant to be the undisputed, but he wasn't. So when he brought the design, it sounded like it was okay the way how they done it with the spin and that, but then I think everyone got over it.
No one liked the spinner. No one liked the way the logo spun.
I didn't like it. For myself, I didn't like it. I
liked it.
I'm a big fan of it.
It's a nice one, man.
It's not the colours are gold.
You gotta judge it. Yeah, exactly. The gold stands out. The diamonds. How it shine on TV. You gotta with belts. You gotta see how it looks on TV.
When John Cena was holding it,
just wrapped around there.
Like you gotta a belt has to look good on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have a belt that looks good on TV. And that does.
Look at that detail, like the gold. And even the red and white gold, like the little things made it stand out.
When the light shone on that belt, on TV, it looked beautiful,
Yeah, like
spectacular.
Randy Orton holding it.
His
tattoo.
shine.
Yeah.
It was like,
No, this is one of the best belts. Number 2, we got the big gold, the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah,
we're arguing about put this first, but we came to the decision maybe just to put us.
Second. It's not. It's you could say less is more with this belt. This belt is just a big gold. It's just gold. Got the nice articulations, the engravings on the belt. You know, the little the name tag at the bottom.
Yeah, something about it. Just
something about it. It looked good on TV. That's another one.
That's the first time I've seen that actually.
Which one?
That belt.
World Heavyweight?
The one you're talking, the second one.
Oh,
you talking about
World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, you changed it. You guys changed it. That's right.
Yeah, as we said, there's nothing a lot into it. It's just gold.
Yeah,
something about it just looks amazing.
That was originally WCW's.
Yeah, it was WCW.
Yeah,
because Ric Flair actually held it from like 30 years ago as well. Yeah. He's the one that bring out the World Heavyweight.
And then there were gems on the side, the red gems.
But it looks so good about it. Look, now since they got the new design, looks heaps much better. But you know, with the World Heavyweight Championship now, how Triple H announced it, I think they just probably stuffed up with the WWE logo on it. You know what I mean?
You could argue.
Everyone probably debated
it's now it's WWE's design. That was WWE's design. That was WCW's. So WWE took it into their own. All right. At number 1, I know a lot of people would agree.
Yeah.
The Winged Eagle belt.
I actually love this one. I love this one.
What a belt.
I used to have it back in the days.
Isn't it still rumors that they might bring it back?
They might bring it back. I think
Cody Rhodes was more tripping.
Like unify, as Bill said, unify the universe.
What a belt, man. What a belt.
Well, but you know what? Look, to be fair, I like the way how they done with the Eagle. Yeah. I used to have this title. I remember my mom bought it like when I was very young.
Mini ones,
the mini ones. Yeah. But you know what? When you look at it, you're like, wow, man.
That's a prestigious title.
It is.
That's someone for the face of your company. That's someone that should hold that.
I remember Shawn Michaels holding it, bro, when he won against Bret Hart back in '96, I think, or '97.
You remember all of this?
Right. I remember the WF days, man. They were the best days.
But I remember the current WWE superstars did a photo shoot with this belt.
Yeah,
they looked so good with this belt. They looked spectacular.
I haven't seen that.
They looked actually absolutely. It just suits again back to the TV thing. Absolutely. It looks good on TV.
I'm gonna have a look at that.
If they want to change the WWE title, so change it similar to
WWE superstars were taking photos.
Yeah.
Have a look at it.
So it's a big belt. I should put it up now, actually, if I can find it. But yeah, man,
they look good. They look good in it.
It looks so good with the belt.
It's all about.
Look, like this is Daniel Bryan, for example. Look at
and actually suited him as well.
Yeah.
Look at Roman Reigns with this belt. Wow,
that looks sexy.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That looks nice.
Imagine current day Roman Reigns. Head of the table, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
The acknowledgement Roman Reigns.
That suits him.
Holding this belt as undisputed.
That's like the biggest belt.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks.
That's the big dog.
It should be number 1. This one.
That's what I reckon they should bring it back.
Yeah.
Instead of the WWE Universal.
If they bring it back, they'll change it up a bit.
Yeah, they will change it up. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Yeah,
bring it back. Same design, same everything.
Absolutely.
You don't see them bringing back titles just the way it was. They always have to change it. But sometimes bringing back the old titles will make the fans love it more and want to come back just for a belt. Just for
same way they did with the Intercontinental. Bring this back.
Yeah, exactly.
But so that was our top 5 WWE belt designs. Let us know in the comments what your favorite designs are, and that's it. WWE.
Oh no, there's one more actually. So Riddle on Monday Night Raw told Sami Zayn, when I was in RK Bro, everyone used to tell me Randy will RKO you, but he never did. Is the WWE hinting at potential Randy Orton return where he will backstab Riddle? First of all, when I heard this, I looked at Shabar and said they're hinting something.
No,
he wouldn't just say that for no reason.
Why would he say that?
Because he was talking to Sami Zayn about Kevin Owens. You should love each other, just work together.
He goes, bro, look at me. When I was with RK Bro, everyone's saying Randy's going to backstab you. He goes, he never did and he never will.
They hinted something.
Or you could say it's. Oh no! You could say that thing's done. RK Bro's done, and it's just reminiscing in the past.
Yeah, you can see it that way. Look, there could be different ways you see it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the way he said it, I don't know. It potentially might hint something, or it might not. But I feel something's going to happen with this.
Like a feud with
just something.
Randy Orton is not going to be bro.
But he's not going to come back and just forget about him.
Yeah,
he's got to come back to fit because that was still a group he just left. because he got injured.
But he did RKO, didn't he?
No, he
Riddle?
that's
once
when he was
before they
ending
fought
it.
the tag
Yeah,
team.
before they fought,
Yeah.
but once they fought, he never did.
Because Riddle always wanted to like be tag team.
Yeah, but so if Randy's going to come back, he has to come finish the storyline.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying because I think Randy Orton he will finish the story,
With him.
and also he's probably going to heel turn.
Exactly.
I like the vintage Randy Orton because why? How he was a heel and he's always like targeting everyone out.
Yeah,
I love his storylines. That storylines when he is always in that picture.
He doesn't
literally
suit
perfect.
face. He doesn't
No,
suit
I always
absolutely not.
So I had this feeling that Randy Orton will come back. And
He
then,
will come back.
Nah, man, he'll come back, him and Riddle, and beat the Bloodline. That's how I always thought because I've always had that beef between them two, especially because they injured Riddle, just as, of course, just the storyline. And I just thought that it was meant to be just for Randy and that to beat them instead of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but why would you say that to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? Which I know Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they're going to retain the titles anyways.
That doesn't suit.
And it's on SmackDown this Saturday.
No, I don't like
No,
it.
look, I feel because we've been so used to Usos, the dominance, I feel it's like you expect more, but step down. But still, like they're doing the best they can.
But either way, when the draft, like when it hits now, like when everyone starts going from Raw to SmackDown and that, I think Triple H is going to notice that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens like tag team championship. I think they need to separate the goal. So I reckon bring back the Raw tag team championship, but I reckon they should bring back the World Tag Team Championship.
That was good. Yeah.
They should bring back the old tag team championship like from the past.
Yeah.
Because SmackDown and Raw doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because you remember when they first bring it out, they bring it to Sheamus and Cesaro. Remember the time? Yeah. So it doesn't look good on
Look,
it.
it's going to be interesting how everything unfolds. Like, especially with the Riddle thing. Maybe something will come out of it, but maybe something.
We'll never know. We'll see what happens.
Moving on. We had the big fight on the weekend.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
We had Brian Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. That went down. Wow, what a fight, man! Look, I'm gonna quickly run through the fight. What happened?
Yeah.
All right. So we start off the fight. I think I gave Garcia round one.
Yeah.
Personally, it was just a filling out round for Gervonta. Second round, you give that to Tank with the knockdown. Beautiful knockdown from Tank. Beautiful timing. You know, Garcia overextended with that left hook, and then he paid for it.
Yeah.
Third round, I gave it to Tank.
I'll take it.
Gave that to Tank. Fourth round, Tank. Fifth round, Tank. Sixth round, I gave it to Garcia. Garcia just dominated, put that pressure on him, kept coming on that front foot, landed some combos. And then that seventh round, man, that body shot.
The body shot on the rib, yeah.
Beautiful body shot. Picture perfect body shot.
Right, well, since you're saying that, because I was actually meeting my mates on the way back from the smokehouse down the city to watch, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, his fight. But the minute we just actually put the television on, that's when we saw the round 7. I was like, I knew something wasn't right. But then as soon as I saw Gervonta Davis were punching Garcia in the rib, I was like, that's it, right?
Look,
no one didn't see it coming, really.
Exactly.
No one didn't see it coming.
Not even the cameraman.
Exactly. It was a shot.
Because you look at the angle from where that body shot landed.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what was that body shot? What was that body shot? But the angle, it didn't give it justice.
Yeah.
You look at it from a different angle, that was a perfect body shot.
Yeah.
Perfect. And even I said it. I'm like, how do you land that? Like, how do you jump because of that?
Yeah.
Because I say it's picture perfect because Garcia trying to play it off.
Yeah.
His body just shut down.
Exactly.
That liver just shut down.
I think it did.
And he said, he looked at Tank.
Yeah.
Like,
and he knew it wasn't like that good.
Tank.
But because I think they were saying that round 2 because he was nearly knocked out.
Yeah.
They thought he was done, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But then round 7 when he got into the rib,
But look,
that's when I thought. Then I was looking at him like when he was bleeding. I was like, because I think it must have been in the rib that everyone was like
that
shocked.
was liver shot. That was.
I think everyone literally got shocked about
Look,
Garcia that lost.
I'm going to say something to a lot of people, whoever watches boxing, that tunes into this podcast, or if you watch this on TikTok, if I clip it. Look, a lot of people, if you have ever, a lot of people have never been clipped in the body like that. A lot of people are saying, oh, Garcia, he quit, he should have gotten up, he could have went another whatever round, another 4 rounds in that fight.
Yeah.
Look, if you've ever been clipped in the body like that, mate, you're not getting up. You're actually not getting up. It's impossible to get up from that shot. It's near. I just said it. It's impossible to get up.
It is.
You can't get up from that shot. I've been hit with that shot, man. You get winded, man. You get absolutely winded.
You can't even breathe for a minute. Yeah. You can't even breathe.
Can't breathe. Yeah. And it just shuts your whole body down. Like to all the naysayers, like try to get cracked in the body. See how you feel. because like, look, a lot of people been giving shit to Garcia, as I said.
Yeah.
And like, I feel sorry for the bloke. Another thing, in that press conference, that post-fight press conference, De La Hoya abandoned him, and his trainer abandoned him, but just him on the stage, just talking to the media.
Right,
and I feel sorry for him. They abandoned him, and De La Hoya is known to do that to a lot of his fighters. He just thinks of himself at the end of the day. But Garcia will bounce back.
And he will after the loss against.
Do you think this is the fight to determine the face of boxing?
I think so, man.
You got Devin Haney, man.
Yeah.
You got Devin Haney roaming around.
He's a.
So like to say this is the fight to determine the face of boxing is a long shot because you still got Devin Haney. I reckon.
After his win against Kambosos, bro.
But another thing, I can't wait if they ever get this done. Devin Haney versus Gervonta the Tank Davis.
Yeah,
that will be a fight.
That's what I was about to say because
that will determine the face of boxing.
That's what I was going to say. Why? Because they're two hard hitters, bro, in boxing, bro. And I want to see like a hard knockout, bro. I want to see a hard fight, bro. It'll be intense.
I don't know.
That won't stop. They're probably going to go at each other back and forth.
No, not Haney. Haney will play on the back foot just like Mayweather. Exactly. That's why I feel if that fight ever happens, I feel Haney takes it off points.
I would love to see this year if it could happen.
Man, I doubt it.
Maybe
this fight barely happened.
Yeah, because don't forget Devin Haney. Like after he's won back-to-back fights with Kambosos, bro, he was just too good. Kambosos is just like I don't know. He was just wasn't.
But now Haney's versus Lomachenko. We talked about this last week. It's another great fight. But I feel, please, the boxing gods, please set up Haney versus Gervonta Davis,
right? Because I think everyone's going to talk about this for hundreds of years.
You thought Garcia Tank was big.
Yeah.
This fight will be a fight
Garcia was going to win against what's I thought too.
I thought it'd be
but since that, Tank proved everyone wrong. So, good on him that he won the fight, bro.
He showed levels.
He
showed levels. He's in that Ryan Garcia fight. Gervonta Davis showed that there is levels to this game, and that. He showed that he has the fundamentals more than Garcia. Garcia just had that left hook, really. He tried to use that in the fight, and it didn't work out for him. Just overextended. His chin was high. He got caught with shots. Gervonta Davis was the better man that night.
Absolutely.
And man, I don't know. That was a crazy fight. I love that fight.
Me too. Everyone enjoyed it, you know. But since of that, like UFC, they're actually saying that UFC is going to return to Sydney.
Yeah.
Bro, I hope it will happen, man. I can't wait.
That's if Robert Whittaker wins against...
Duplessis,
what's his name?
Duplessis, yeah. South African fighter.
African.
But they're saying that if Robert Whittaker wins against Duplessis, the African fighter, he's going to get his rematch against Israel Adesanya. So I think it will happen, but you know, Israel, he's too strong, bro. I love Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. They're the best two fighters in the middleweight.
Do you want to see it again? I see why they can do it.
I think everyone's probably like, I don't know.
I feel Adesanya is the better fighter.
I think
but just money-wise, I feel that's why they're making this fight happen again. That's if Robert Whittaker wins against Dricus.
But do you think that will happen if he wins?
I don't know. I feel the South African does it.
I can't say because imagine that. Because if he's going to get his rematch, he's going to lose again. That's what's going to happen. Look, I respect Robert Whittaker so much, bro. He's such a good man, and he's a very family person as well. He's a legend, bro. But you want to see new faces in the division. But look, big shout out to Israel Adesanya, bro. He's a tough motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, he is.
He has the balls, bro. After that fucking knockout against Alex Pereira, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! I can't say much, man.
We talked about it.
Of course.
But back to the Whittaker thing, man. I feel Dricus gets it done. I feel
Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah, everyone's saying,
he beat Derek Brunson and he beat Darren too. Two
tough fighters. I actually watched
and he's on the rise. Spike is on the rise. I feel he'll be the party pooper. I feel he'll ruin Dana White's plans. And it'll be Adesanya versus Dricus, man.
But do you know what? I think Dana White wants Israel Adesanya to be as a champion for in the middleweight division. I don't know about Duplessis. I've never heard nothing about him.
No, I've heard.
But he's won a lot now. He's
on a winning streak. He's on a winning streak right now.
You're talking about Bronson. You're talking about Darren too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nah, this bloke.
It's like a big shock.
Don't you remember the bloke that said, I want to be the first African to hold the title?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's him.
Yeah, that's what he said. I remember what he said a few months ago.
And I feel he could very well do that.
Well, if you're saying that if it could happen against Whittaker, bro, that'll be a big upset, man.
Yeah,
because everyone's saying Robert Whittaker will be the favourite to win, but Duplessis is going to be the underdog in this fight.
I hope to God it doesn't, man. I hope to God we see that fight happen potentially at Kudos Bank Arena.
I hope so,
Whittaker. Because that happened in Melbourne. That
But I think everyone knows they're going to say Whittaker's going to win. That's too strong.
What, against Triggers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
because
saying
he's good in kickboxing, bro, and he's good in jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah, I'm saying
you have to understand
Triggers, man.
You got to understand his background, bro. His fighting background too. He has that experience.
But this bloke's hungry, man.
He is hungry, and he has that potential.
That build.
But bro, I don't know. But who do you reckon should win it, Whittaker or Duplessis?
I want Whittaker.
Yeah,
I feel Drinkers.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say Whittaker, bro. He's going to come out fine. But everyone's going to say Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya again too much, bro.
But Dana White did something wrong for announcing that.
Yeah, he actually did.
He should not have said that we're looking for Adesanya versus Whittaker back in
Adesanya.
He should have played it out, see what happens with this latest Robert Whittaker fight at UFC 290.
Yeah.
And then announce it if he wins.
Yeah, it does.
Too much too soon.
It is. But for example, if Israel Adesanya defeats Whittaker and retains the middleweight championship, who could be the next middleweight championship on the lot, as a UFC champion? Like, who has that potential after Israel?
Who do you think?
Bro, there's so much potential. I thought Darren Till would have been middleweight. Unfortunately, he didn't. Brunson, out of his prime. He's going to go very soon.
Yeah,
bro, there's a lot. There's a lot of potential, bro.
I feel
maybe Alex Pereira could bounce back to become a champion again after his defeat.
I don't see him as a top level.
Yeah, I know. But he was
got
strong.
lucky. He got lucky.
But that was a shock against Israel when he defeated him.
He got lucky, as I said.
It was just luck.
But we'll see how this plays out, man.
We'll see what happens.
See how this plays out. But yeah, man. That's it for UFC.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Episode 20. It was a good podcast, boys.
No, it was good, bro.
Got to a lot of things. There was a lot of news around the sport world today in particular. Yeah, so hit that like button, subscribe, comment. And
follow us on our social media, Instagram and TikTok.
Yep, and that's a wrap. We'll see you guys soon.
See you later.